happy that I'm getting this. I mean, I was blown out. I know that my dad was going to get a diploma. What? Maybe a GED? No, you're going to get a diploma. Oh, well, that's great. I could have used it 42 years ago. And so I made it out of Vietnam, came home, and I know I had scored that high on I had no idea. And then when the VA started moving papers around, so they found, well, here's your paperwork for the GED. You only needed one to pass. And I just never went back for it. I just messed up.
I think it was a good deal. I would highly recommend staying in school until you graduate, but I understand a lot of times that's not possible. But I would stay in high school, get your diploma. The service was good for me. I learned a lot of things, even though I was 17 years old. I got out of the Navy when I was 21, but I learned a lot of things. I enjoyed it. I never got out of the state of Texas until I went in the Navy, and then I've been about halfway around the world. So I got to see a lot of things. There was some bad with the good, but there was a lot more good than there was bad. So I really enjoyed it and had I think personally everybody ought to go into service for at least 2 years, and you get to learn a lot of discipline and stuff like that. So, but that's my personal opinion.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Austin Independent School District's Diploma Ceremony for War Veterans. I'm the proud principal of Travis High School, and if I could please have everybody stand for the presentation of colors. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for Sarah Larson to sing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet
Welcome, and thank you for being here to celebrate our AISD War Veterans Graduation Ceremony. My name is Paul Cruz. I'm the Chief Schools Officer for the Austin Independent School District. Veterans Day will be celebrated throughout the nation on Sunday, November 11th, to honor and pay tribute to the brave men and women who bravely fought to defend our nation's cherished way of life. We owe our veterans a debt of gratitude for their sacrifices, and we salute their leadership, talent, and courage. We are honored to have this War Veterans Graduation Ceremony as part of the district's observance of Veterans Day, and we thank all of those participating with this in this special occasion. Thank you all for being here today. I would like to introduce our special guests who are here with us on the dais. We have our Board of Trustees member, Lori Moya. Our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Maria Karstafen. A special guest who I will introduce in just a little bit. But we have our principals from our various schools. From Crockett High School, Craig Shapiro. Austin High School, Sandy Compian. Anderson High School, Donna Hauser. From Travis High School, Ty Davidson. From Eastside Memorial, Brian Miller. From Reagan High School, Annabelle Garza. And we have the Associate Superintendent for High Schools, Edmund Oropes. And our Chief Operations Officer, who's also a Lieutenant Colonel retired with the Marine Corps, Lawrence Fryer. Today I have the honor of introducing our special guest. Senator John Cornyn is currently serving his second term representing Texas in the U.S. Senate, where he serves on the Senate Armed Services Committee and is a member of the Senate Republican leadership. Prior to his election to the Senate, Senator Cornyn served in Texas as a district judge, a member of the Texas Supreme Court, and as Texas Attorney General. Senator Cornyn has a personal understanding of the importance of all volunteer military. As a son of a World War II veteran, he spent over 3 decades in the military after being held in a Nazi POW camp. He has seen firsthand the caliber of those who dedicate themselves to defending freedom at home and abroad. He's committed to ensuring our nation holds true to its solemn obligation to our veterans and their families. He is committed to improving VA benefits by reducing the unacceptable claims backlog and has been a champion specifically in the area of education benefits for both veterans and their family members. Please help me in welcoming Senator John Cornyn.
Thank you, Dr. Cruz, and it's great to be here at Travis High School today with all of you celebrating education and service. As you pointed out, Sunday is Veterans Day, a day near and dear to all of our hearts, those of us who owe our very freedom to the service of those who wear the uniform of the United States military. And we're here to celebrate the aspiration after they've separated from military service, many of them just a few short years ago, to get their graduation degree here today. I had the privilege yesterday flying back from Washington, D.C., unbeknownst to me, to greet an honor flight of World War II veterans who had served and who were taking really their last opportunity to visit the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. It's a great program to fly these veterans to Washington, D.C., to honor their service and to allow them to see these great memorials, national memorials, to their service and the contribution and sacrifice of those who've worn the uniform, and for some, the ultimate sacrifice. One of the most inspiring things about that experience just yesterday, surprising to me, as my wife and I were waiting to get on a Southwest Airlines flight and to fly into Bergstrom Air Force Base, is as these veterans would come off the airplane, many of them in wheelchairs, many of them using canes, everyone there assembled in the terminal would applaud them and celebrate their service, which I know you agree with me is entirely justified. But as you heard, as a son of a World War II veteran who was a prisoner of war, I've grown up believing that we need to honor not only those who wear the uniform, but particularly given the fact that we now have an all-volunteer service, we need to acknowledge and thank family members who serve as well. They don't wear the uniform, and while they may not be serving in harm's way, they serve our country nonetheless by supporting and providing the love and encouragement for those who do wear the uniform. These gentlemen who are seated down in the first row join one of the world's most prestigious clubs, a club that promotes hard work, discipline, integrity, and sacrifice. And because of their choice, they were unable to get their high school degree in a timely manner as the rest of us did. But because they appreciate the value of education, and I'm sure because they want to serve as a good example to their kids and their grandchildren, at long last, today is their graduation day. And I want to take this opportunity just once again to congratulate them for their aspiration to receive this degree, for making sure that they were a good example for their children and grandchildren. And will you please join me in showing them our appreciation. I was raised as the son of a World War II veteran and a former POW with to learn deep respect and admiration for those who wear the uniform of the United States military. And that admiration and respect has only grown stronger over the last decade that I've served in the United States Senate, because I've had the chance firsthand not only to greet celebrated military leaders who are among the best and brightest our nation has to offer, but also the young men and women who volunteer to serve. I also have the great honor on an annual basis to recommend young men and women to attend our national service academies, from West Point to the Naval Academy, the Coast Guard Academy, and the Air Force Academy, among others. And I have to tell you, if you have any doubts about the future of our country, all you need to do is to meet these young men and women who've worked very hard, like these young men and women in the back do as aspiring to military service, and you will be encouraged and reassured that America's best days are not behind us, but they lie ahead as a result of the service of these young men and women. Our military is the greatest force for peace the world has ever known, because when America is strong, the bullies and the tyrants and the despots and those who would take advantage of our weakness are discouraged and dissuaded from preying on the others. I'm often reminded when I meet our troops who wear the uniform, or our veterans, or with our troops deployed overseas, that America is the leader for peace in the world. A world without American military dominance would be a much more dangerous place. Indeed, as each and every one of the men on this stage, and for the daughter who's representing her father here today, who's no longer with us, these men have made a noble contribution to freedom and security of human beings all across this great planet. Let me just say in conclusion to each of you, thank you for your generous service, and thank you for the honor of allowing me to be here with you today. It's my distinct privilege to present each of you with an American flag that has been flown over the United States Capitol in your honor and in honor of your graduation day. Congratulations on your service. Congratulations for being such a great example for the rest of us. And congratulations today on the day of your graduation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Today, as we prepare to celebrate Veterans Day, I cannot begin to express what a great honor it is to participate in the special graduation ceremony that honors these men who sacrificed so much for our country. As a school board trustee for the Austin Independent School District, I am proud to share that AISD has been awarding belated diplomas to our war veterans for the last 10 years. a tradition we intend to preserve and continue to do for those who have not been forgotten. These brave men before us, and daughter, representing her dad, before us were teenagers when they enlisted. They had no idea they would ever see their families again, much less their high school friends and campuses they once attended. Nor were they able to attend their senior proms or go on their senior trips or sing their school song with their classmates at the last football game of the year. And most importantly, they missed the highlight of their senior year, walking across the stage in their caps and gowns and hearing their names called out to cheers of their families because they never received their diplomas because they chose to serve for you, for me, and for all of us. Although we know a diploma can never make up for all your sacrifices, it is one way of extending our heartfelt appreciation for putting our country first. You are all true patriots. Today we are here to say thank you, that you have never been forgotten. Today we are here to honor you with your high school diploma. Today, although it is long overdue, we are here to salute you. Today, we are here to say thank you for all you have done for this country. God bless you all for your sacrifices and for serving.
Good afternoon and bienvenidos. We are so happy to be here today to celebrate with you and your families on this incredibly special occasion. We welcome all of our military veterans and their families and anyone in the community who have support you along this journey. First, I want to say that in our school district, we do stop and take the time to honor and recognize the bravery of men and women who selfishly gave of themselves and clearly of their education to be able to defend our country. And as young people are, in every generation, often not necessarily in tune with all the things that have happened in the past. We do try in our district and with our teachers and our principals and the leadership you see on this stage to reinforce with them the value of taking the time and honoring those who have served for us without them even knowing many of the times who they are and may never meet in their lives. We know that we owe our freedom to people like you, and I want to thank you on behalf of the district for doing those things for our children and our families. I know also that you have, in some cases, cut short your studies so that you could go and defend our country. Many of you have been in service for a long time, others not as much, and each one of you have your own unique story. We know that as soldiers and sailors and airmen and Marines that you have come from every corner of Austin, from every school across our district. If you look in our ceremony flyer, you will see that our high schools are almost completely represented. And we have kids today who are sitting in the back that are looking at today's ceremony, and hopefully they are taking in, right, you're learning at this very moment, you're taking in how important it is that you actually do well as a student so that you too can represent our country and our school district in a positive way as you graduate from Austin Independent Schools and go on for hopefully in careers and in a life that may include military service. So we appreciate that you have taken the time out of your lives to be here to continue to model the extraordinary leadership that you have demonstrated in your military service for our kids even today. Some of those unique stories you've heard about, some of you I actually know. Miss Anderson is here representing her father, Sergeant Johnny Hardiman, who was a decorated veteran of Vietnam. And I think he would be so proud of you today if he knew all that you are doing to keep the fires lit on AISD as she continues to lobby and advocate for just the best services for students, not just in your home community, but across the district. And I thank you for being a partner with me as well. We also have other people that I've met that are close to our AISD family. I know that Ty today, the principal of this very school, is celebrating with his father-in-law, who is sitting here in the red. Wave. It was a U.S. Army specialist and a decorated veteran of the Vietnam War as well. So thank you so much for bringing your family and making your experience a special part of our lives too. So I hope that you will take an opportunity after the ceremony's over to hear more about the stories that make today so special. We have one incredibly special veteran who actually served at the close of the Second World War, Mr. Charles Jones. And so I just want everyone to know that we have a range of representatives from different experiences in the military and served in different wars. But each story is so unique and special. But the thing that brings us all together today is your continued passion for education and that you really wanted to still have your high school diploma. And we are just thrilled that you are a former student of AISD and that we get to celebrate that today with you. So despite your various backgrounds and experiences, we know that you not only distinguished yourself in your service, but through leadership and courage and commitment that you've displayed in your daily lives. I've certainly read about you. I know that we'll hear more about you as the evening goes on, but I just want to say that you make us incredibly proud that you were part of AISD and continue to be even today. So please join me, everyone, in honoring and thanking our military veterans for defending and protecting our country and our families in our cherished way of life. Today and every day, we extend our deepest gratitude and have great honor for you. So please give them a round of applause.
So to members of the board and Dr. Karstarfin, by the powers vested in me, I certify that these students have completed all of the requirements as specified by district policy and state law, and I recommend that they be awarded their diplomas today. Yeah, if you all want to come up, Ms. Anderson. So first, we will have Ms. Donna Hauser, representing Anderson High School. And as mentioned before, we have Letitia Anderson, representing her father, Johnny D. Hardiman, who was a class of 1968, U.S. Army from 1967 to 73. His rank was sergeant, 2 Purple Hearts, Oak Leaf Cluster, Bronze Star. He was a pallbearer for President Harry S. Truman and served in Vietnam. Thank you. And now Ms. Sandy Compian will represent Austin High School. First, we have Mr. Raymond Carlin Sr., class of 1957, U.S. Army from 1955 to 1975. Rank is SFC E7, HHC, and 2nd BN. 39th Infantry. He served in Vietnam in both 1965 to 1966, as well as 1969 to 1970. Next, we have Charles Glenn Davis, class of 1965, U.S. Navy from 1964 to 1968. Rank is RD2E5, National Defense Service Medal, and Vietnam Service Medal. Next, we have Domingo P. Lugo, class of 1942, U.S. Army 1943 through 1946. Rank was Private First Class. 1 Combat Battle, American Theater Campaign Medal, Asastic Pacific Campaign Medal, Philippine Liberation Ribbon, Good Conduct Medal, Victory Ribbon, 3 Overseas Service Bars, and served in World War II. And next we'll have Mr. Craig Shapiro representing Crockett High School. with him, we have Eleazar Dominguez III, class of 1978, U.S. Marine Corps, 1978 to 1982. He was a corporal, served in the Iran hostage crisis from 79 to 80. The Rifle Sharpshooter Badge, Battle Efficiency Ribbon, Good Conduct Medal, Marine Corps Expeditionary Medal, Pistol Marksman Badge, Sea Service Deployment Ribbon with 1 star, Letter of Appreciation, second time he received that award, and Meritus Unit Commendation. And next, I'd like to present Mr. Paul Valdez. Representing Eastside High School will be Principal Brian Miller, but I am honored to be able to step forward once I quit talking to hand my father-in-law his diploma, and I'll come back and talk about his rank and everything else that he did for this country. And Mr. Valdez, or he's known as Papo around the house, was class of 1966, U.S. Army from 1968 to 1970. His rank was SP4. He served in Vietnam. He has the Vietnam Service Medal with 3 Bronze Service Stars, Combat Infantryman Badge, Republic of Vietnam Campaign Medal, Army Commendation Medal, Marksman Rifle M16, Expert Rifle M14, and National Defense Service Medal. Thank you, sir. But not least, representing Reagan High School, Miss Annabelle Garza. And we have Mr. Clifton Wayne Edmondson, class of 1975, U.S. Army 1974 to 1976. Rank is PV1. Decorations and citations include Marksman Rifle, and he served in Vietnam. Thank you, sir. So with that comes the conclusion of our service, and I really appreciate everybody coming out and supporting our veterans. One last thing that I'd like to say is thank you to all the veterans. Thank you to their families. Thank you to the students, the support that we have from this district for all of our veterans, as well as all of the students and all the community members. Oh, and the turning of the tassels. Thank you all. Thank you all. If you all will please turn your tassels. Right to left. Right to left. Thank you. I now announce the class of 2012 from all of our high schools. Thank you all. Come on, you can make it louder than that.
I decided to join ROTC and junior in ROTC because it just seemed like something different than what I had done in middle school. I had only been involved in theater and choir and band, and once I joined, I just didn't want to get out. It's a great way to give back to the community because of the community service that we do, and it's a really great program.
I believe it was a special moment for our veterans, and I mean they did so much for us, and at least getting the diploma is something we could do to give back.
I think it's very inspirational because even though several decades later they get their diploma and they're proud to get it, I can completely understand that why I support my school and school district for awarding that diploma. That's a very honorable thing to do.
I thought it was amazing. It was awesome to see that after, like Cable said, after all this time, they were able to get their diplomas when they were out there making sure that we were safe. You know, they were out there risking everything. And I think a lot of us got kind of teary just because being part of our NJROTC just makes us have so much more respect for them than what I believe that we would have if we weren't in the program. So it touched most of us, all of us, very deeply.